they auditing us this year? What, could we have taken more write-offs? So they see it as, man, if we don't get an audit this year, man, we're paying too much, We better get their attention. All right, so anyway, that's this program. Now these programs you move into, and we call those our their basic foundation or essentials. All these programs here are all, keep in mind, every one of these are 8-hour online courses. So you got all these 8-hour online courses. You've got things like Investor ID. I've never seen this taught anywhere else. This instructor's phenomenal, Jay Massey. You got business. We just don't want to teach you how to do a flip. We want you to how to create a real estate investing business. So you'll see a lot of these business classes, business credit, small business payroll, financial strategies, cost segregation. A lot of these have been added. What's great about the program that I have, the top package, whenever they add programs, I get them for free. When I bought the program, there was probably, there was only 6 tracks. I know that, maybe even less. I think there was 4 tracks. Now there's 10 tracks. They didn't have to pay anything extra for all those good classes. They also update them. What's nice about online, instead of like sending you out CDs or something like that, is when they're online, they can update them. And as soon as they update them, you get them. You're free in your back office. Okay. Anyway, raising partnership. This is another thing. Raising money in partnerships. This right there is just a gold mine. If you're not wealthy to do real estate with your own money, you need to know these classes right here. Private and hard money. This class right here. It's essential. Look, advanced. Remember I told you that we've got a whole 8 hours on velocity banking. You saw that on the last one, right? Velocity banking here. But this one is advanced velocity banking. This is about how to use it with your rental property that we were talking about. So you can, another 8-hour course on there. And I spent maybe 15, 20 minutes on it. Here's all wholesaling, lease options, auctions, flipping, fix and flip. And to help you be successful, what we do is every Thursday, no charge, every Thursday we do a study group. So every Thursday we come here and people are introduced to this business, to this investor training program, free of charge. And then once they join, they go across the street with me to Fuddruckers and another investor, and we do what we call study groups. So they watch half of this class, let's say on contracts, and then we talk about it. And we try to help people from making any mistakes that's going to cost them money, and how to maximize their profit on every real estate deal that they've done. So there's fix and flip 1, 2, rehabbing, land development. Now we got a new class they just implemented is home inspections. So I got a brand new class I get to watch. It doesn't cost me anything. Okay, here's buy and hold. Now you see some of the classes will repeat because if you're only doing this, it's important that you have those classes and all those tracks. Buy and hold, so that's your rental property. So there's the home inspection course that's on there now. Here's the subject 2. Subject 2 acquisitions. You've got to know those. That's unbelievable profit. Multifamily. The guy that does the multifamily 1 and 2, his name's Johnny Dessauer, Johnny D he goes by. You can Google him. Johnny, and I'm only guessing his age, so if I'm off on the age, let me know. I'm not doing it intentionally. But I think he was about, because he started an instructor, he was maybe in the mid or early 40s. He had already acquired more than 1,000 rental properties. At one time, he had 1,000 rental doors. They call them doors because if it's a 10 unit, that's 10 doors. So he had over 1,000 doors. Can you imagine getting 1,000 rental checks every single month? 1,000 rental checks? Thank God for online banking now, right? You couldn't even cash all those checks. But he was a young guy. Probably when he had the 1,000 doors, he was probably in his early 40s. But anyway, so he teaches those courses. No tenants, toilets, or termites. This is basically the paper side of the business, how you can make money without even owning real estate by doing seller finance notes and brokering notes. The 4th largest note buyer is our instructor for that. He was here just a couple months ago, Jeff Armstrong. You can actually broker notes with if you know how to do it, you can give to him and you can get a note. Let's say someone's willing to take $90,000 for your note and he may give you $100,000 for the note. Guess what? You just made $10,000. No money, no credit, no risk. So you can broker notes. Short sales, foreclosures, commercial property. Now this I haven't even really been through because I don't have commercial property yet. Although I just bought what I call the mansion. We bought this really huge house. A pro basketball player owned it. 2 of my LLCs combined and we own this house. We're deciding whether or not to rehab it as a mansion again, or we might just sell it as a commercial property and have somebody else develop it. So I'm going to need to be going through all these classes now, which is nice. It's there when you need them. Retiring real estate, these are a lot of other options. Lease options are in there. A lot of people ask me about lease options, 1031 exchanges. wealth creation. Now you can see that this is like all the education you're ever going to need in real estate. Okay, so some of these programs I mentioned, like Thin Marrow, Rich Dad is up around $70,000. This company, I mentioned the very first program, that's the Essentials, that's under $2,000. This is where you can, remember there's 10 tracks, you can pick any 2 of those for 1 year. This has a 1 year, this is lifetime. This is 1 year. For 1 year, this one should say lifetime. Oh yes, it says unlimited repeat. That's a technicality, it's lifetime. So this is lifetime for this. This you can pick 2 of those 10 tracks for, I'll just round it off, $8,000. This is what I have. This is $20,000 for life, everything they ever offer, everything they ever add, anything I ever need. I know we've got some people in the room that are in the group. How many people have this, have gone all in? And you're all in, you, okay. All right. So anyway, it was just, I wanted to go into this, not what's the least amount of money I could spend. My mentality was this: what gives me the best opportunity to succeed? You know, I was into this to succeed. I wasn't going into this to fail. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to succeed, if I have my mind determined on this, what gives me the best chance? All right. And I'm glad I had. This has been a great blessing to my life over the years. So this is what we have. Now these other companies, they advertise when they come into town or when they're trying to sell the book or on late night. That advertisement costs a lot of money. They spend millions of dollars on advertising. This company, Renatus, they don't spend any money on advertising themselves. Instead, what they do is that they allow the students to refer other students in, and they pay them for that, okay? So the students can refer people, instead of referring to this program, if they refer to the Renatus program, we have what we call Earn As You Learn. This Earn As You Learn program can actually pay our students because we want them to get the money, not the advertising giants like Google. They don't need any more money, right? Why don't we give our students back, the investors back, a part of our community? So we pay them anywhere once they're qualified, and later on we'll explain what qualified is at another meeting if you're interested. But they'll pay you for $500 to $10,000 for referrals. $10,000 for a referral. That can help you quite a bit to get rid of your job if you want to do real estate full-time, or just to pay you in between flips or pay you in addition to rental properties. You can throw this on your mortgage and save $60,000 in future, interest, combining that. So if you're interested, here's the room you're in. This is what it looks like on the Saturday workshops. You have a couple options if you're interested in further engaging. You have Thursday night, we do a complete overview of the education. That's Thursday night. This was just a brief. Thursday night, complete overview. We also are now doing it on Saturday mornings. So not every Saturday, because sometimes we have the workshop, but Saturdays, you'll have to check with the person who invited you, but Saturdays they do it from 9 to 11 on a few of the Saturdays. The other thing is, you can do is you feel like, hey, I'm all engaged in real estate, I just want to know more. We do follow-ups like on Monday nights. Most people go to Thursday, then Monday, but some people go to my property tours and they want to go right to the follow-up and find out, because we do financing. All these programs, let me go back to that. Every one of these, we offer financing if you just have income. If you have income, regardless of your credit, 20% down on any one of those and we'll finance anybody. So 20% down to get started. So someone could get started for $400 and get started in the education. They could get started for, what is that, $4,000? $4,000, and they could get started with everything. Then they refer a couple people, and that can make their monthly payments for them, right? So that can all finance. We also do things, we've got other funding sources where we try to get people sometimes $100,000, $30,000, $50,000, and by doing that, they can pay for their education. The first 20 needs to go towards their education. If we get them that funding, everything else can be used to do a real estate deal or to start their business or do anything they want with it. Okay, so I told you about this. Think about what the next thing you want to do. I say Mark Kohler is a must, no matter if you don't do anything else. Put on your schedule, March 16th, come see Mark Kohler. It'll be packed. You'll have to get here early. You have to get registered. It's invitation only, so whoever invited you to this meeting, if you're on my meetup group, you're on Dave's meetup group, Stan's, whoever meetup group you're on, get back with them, and then we can get you signed up for this meeting. It's $50 for the whole day. We give you a money-back guarantee. Look, if you didn't get $50 on it, number one, you slept the whole day. You slept through it. But if you can look us in the eye and say, oh, it wasn't worth $50, I'll give you your $50 back. We haven't had to do that yet. This office has been open a long time. So that would be the next thing. Or, again, my property tours. I will do a property tour next Saturday. In fact, I'm going to commit to it now. Were we going to do the same time? We're going to go back to
10.
oh yeah, we're going to do it early, right? So they could come.
To the super site.
Yeah, super site one. Okay. So next Saturday at 10 o'clock, the address is, and I'll put it on the meetup group, I'll announce it. It's free. It's at 10 o'clock. It's going to be at 8859 South Washtenaw Avenue. It's WASHTENAW. All right. And that's in Evergreen Park. Okay. So 8859 South Washtenaw, Evergreen Park. It's free. It'll go from 10. At about 10:15, I'll do an overview, and that's where I explain how I raise funds, how I explain about an equity partnership model, how I raise funds. I talk about private money lending. And if you get started with us and get trained by us, you'll be considered being on our team. Once you're on our team, you can invite people to those property tours. Through those property tours, in about the last 2 years, I've raised about $1 million to do my flips through those property tours. So what I want you to do is leverage and do the same thing. The last property tour we had, the one we did in Flossmoor, right? I think I counted 40, was there 40, 45? Yeah, I think I counted 45 people there. And from those property tours, I've raised a lot of capital. And typically, they go to a property tour, they come to another one, they say, Randy, you know, I'm too busy to do the education. That would be great to flip properties, but I'm too busy, but I do have capital. So I've had somebody go through a property tour, and they funded an entire flip, $230,000. They gave to me, not gave to me, they lend me, that's a private money lender, 12%, but they gave me for me to do a real estate deal. In fact, the deal that we were at was one that was funded that way. Done other, so a lot of them I do, none of my own money, no credit, just know how to do it, how to put the deal together legally, ethically, how to set up the business, the LLC properly. I have all that done. So if you join my team, you're going to use those property tours for yourself to raise capital. Or you're going to invite family, friends, put it on Meetup, put it on Facebook, do it whatever. We've got a lot of people raising capital that way. And then you don't have to know everything at that point, just as long as you're engaged in the education, then we have one-on-one conversations with them. And then if they're going to put any money into the deal, it might be funding your very first deal. Okay, so if you want to get involved with us, we can talk more. If you want to be a private money lender, an equity partner, we can talk about that. If you want to go through the training, again, I highly recommend, if you're going to do one of these two things, I like people that are trained, I want to work with people that are trained. The other thing is come to our property tours and any other meetup that we have. Any final questions? Okay, if you don't mind, I'm going to end the way I started with a little prayer, and I'll be up here, put my stuff away. If you don't want to ask your questions in front of everybody and you got maybe a personal matter, you want to talk about a particular property or something, I'll be up here. Also, if you want to go to the next event, we've got the property tour and we've got the Mark Kohler event, let us know there as well. Let's close it out, okay? Dear Lord, thank you for this time together. We ask that this information would bless everyone here and their family for generations to come. Lord, please keep them safe as they travel back home. And if real estate investing is something that you will for them, please give them that message and make it clear if it's not something that they would participate in. Lord, please also give them that message as well. Pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.